From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, May 11th, 2017. Silver is trading at $16.35 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,224 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 1.8 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $1,852. Antiwar.com reports while the U.S. has presented the area north of the Islamic State capital of Raqqa as virtually all liberated by Kurdish forces, that doesn't mean U.S. warplanes aren't still launching airstrikes against villages in the region, often with horrific results. U.S. warplanes attacked the village of Al-Salahiyah just north of Raqqa, killing at least 11 civilians and wounding several others. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, at least 4 of the slain were children. The Pentagon, as usual, says they can neither confirm nor deny the incident, though the U.S. and its coalition partners are the only ones with warplanes active in the area north of Raqqa, with strikes which are mostly meant to support the Kurdish YPG in its advance of Raqqa itself. The Pentagon's refusal to comment when such incidents happen is part of a concerted effort to keep the official numbers of civilians slain far lower than the real figure. According to media reports and NGO assessments, U.S. warplanes have killed thousands of civilians across Iraq and Syria, though the official death toll is only a tiny fraction of that. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the Department of Energy said Wednesday that workers began filling in a tunnel containing radioactive waste collapsed at the Hanford Nuclear Reservation in southwestern Washington. On Tuesday, nearly 4,800 employees took shelter indoors for 5 hours after a 20-foot by 20-foot section of a 360-foot-long tunnel containing 8 rail cars filled with radioactive material caved in. Non-essential workers were told not to return to work on Wednesday. On Wednesday morning, crews began using soil to fill the cave-in. The department said about 50 truckloads of soil would be needed to stabilize that portion of the tunnel. Workers are wearing protective suits and breathing masks, according to the department, which issued a video of the remediation. The tunnel, which was sealed in 1965, contains 780 cubic yards of waste. The Hanford site is a mostly decommissioned nuclear production complex operated by the U.S. government on the Columbia River. About 8,000 people are working on a massive cleanup that is expected to cost more than $100 billion and last through 2060. In 1999, Daryl W. Perry began a search for traditional values, which led him down a path to the ideas of liberty. He tells the story in A Rebel's Journey, My Path to Liberty. Of the book, Dr. Brian Sovereign says, sometimes it's funny, and sometimes I think it's crazy, but it's always authentic. Find A Rebel's Journey, My Path to Liberty by Daryl W. Perry on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, ask for A Rebel's Journey wherever books are sold, or visit arebelsjourney.com. Reuters reports a West Virginia journalist was arrested and jailed after following U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price down a hallway in the state's Capitol building and asking him questions about healthcare policy. Journalist Dan Heyman was grabbed by security and handcuffed after repeatedly calling out a question to Price as the health secretary visited the Charleston legislature with White House advisor Kellyanne Conway on Tuesday. Heyman, who works for Public News Service, said, "I'm not sure why, but at some point I think they decided I was just too persistent in asking this question and trying to do my job, so they arrested me." A criminal complaint filed against Heyman in Kanawha County, West Virginia, said he was yelling questions at Price and Conway and aggressively breaching Secret Service agents to the point where the agents were forced to remove him a couple of times. Heyman said he repeatedly asked Price if domestic abuse would be deemed a pre-existing condition under the health care bill passed last week by the U.S. House of Representatives, but the official did not respond. Price was appointed by Republican President Donald Trump, who has often taken an adversarial role in dealing with the news media. Price's office and the White House did not respond to requests for comment. Heyman said he was held by security and later arrested on a charge of willful disruption of government processes. He was booked into a local jail and released shortly after on $5,000 bail. Heyman said he was wearing a press badge and shirt with his employer's logo on it at the time of his apprehension. He said he was not warned by security or police that he was breaking any law. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.